Imagine a place forgotten by time, a place where the echoes of the past linger in the air and the present feels like a distant memory. This is not a place you would find on any tourist map, nor is it a destination for the faint of heart. It is a realm where the very essence of isolation is palpable and the weight of despair is almost tangible, a place shrouded in mist and fear. The fog rolls in like a silent predator, enveloping everything in its path. The air is thick with an eerie silence, broken only by the occasional distant cry of a bird or the rustling of leaves. It is as if the island itself is alive, breathing in the fear and exhaling a sense of foreboding. This is no nightmare, but a stark reality on the Kazakh steppe. The vast, desolate landscape stretches out as far as the eye can see, a barren wasteland that offers no comfort or solace. It is a place where the harshness of nature mirrors the harshness of human existence, and where survival is a daily struggle. Here, on an island in the middle of the Ural River, sits Black Dolphin Prison. The prison stands as a grim sentinel, its walls rising up from the water like the ramparts of a medieval fortress. It is a place that seems to defy the passage of time, a relic of a bygone era that still holds sway over the present. Its name alone whispers tales of despair and isolation. Black Dolphin, a name that conjures images of darkness and desolation, of lives lost and forgotten. It is a name that carries with it a weight of history, a history written in the blood and tears of those who have passed through its gates. The prison is a fortress of despair, surrounded by icy water and patrolled by guards with nerves of steel. The guards move with a precision born of years of training, their eyes ever watchful, their expressions unreadable. They are the keepers of this dark domain, the guardians of a place where hope comes to die. There are no escapes from Black Dolphin, only the slow, agonizing death of hope. The cells are small and cramped, the walls closing in like the jaws of a trap. The prisoners move like shadows, their faces etched with the lines of despair. They are the living dead, condemned to a life of endless suffering. The prison walls are tall and imposing, built to break the will of even the most hardened criminals. They rise up like a barrier between the world of the living and the world of the damned, a constant reminder of the inescapable reality of their situation. The walls are not just physical barriers, but psychological ones as well, designed to crush the spirit and extinguish any flicker of hope. No sound from the outside world penetrates these walls. The silence is oppressive, a heavy blanket that smothers any sense of normalcy. It is a silence that speaks volumes, a silence that tells the story of lives interrupted, of dreams shattered, of futures stolen. It is a silence that is both a comfort and a curse, a reminder of the isolation that defines this place. Only silence reigns here, broken only by the clanging of bars and the shuffling of feet. The sound of metal on metal is a harsh reminder of the reality of their confinement, a sound that echoes through the corridors like a death knell. The shuffling of feet is the sound of resignation, the sound of men who have accepted their fate. The eyes of countless security cameras follow every move, every shadow, every flicker of emotion. The cameras are the ever-watchful eyes of the prison, recording every moment, every gesture, every expression. They are a constant presence, a reminder that there is no escape, no privacy, no respite from the watchful gaze of authority. In Black Dolphin, Big Brother is always watching. The surveillance is relentless, a never-ending cycle of observation and control. It is a place where freedom is a distant memory, where every action is monitored, every word is recorded, every thought is scrutinized. It is a place where the very concept of privacy is an illusion, and where the only certainty is the watchful eye of Big Brother. Black Dolphin's history is as dark as its present. In the 1740s it began life as a transit prison for Cossacks heading to Siberia. They were ghosts passing through this desolate land. Over centuries the prison's purpose morphed and twisted. It became a holding pen for political prisoners under Stalin's iron fist. Their whispers still seem to echo in the cold, damp corridors. After the fall of the Soviet Union, Black Dolphin took on its most chilling form, Russia's most secure prison. It became the final destination for the country's most hardened criminals. Serial killers, terrorists, and maniacs found their home within these walls. Their crimes are etched into the very fabric of the prison, a constant reminder of the darkness that resides within. Life inside Black Dolphin is designed to crush the human spirit. It's a monotonous routine, meticulously orchestrated to eliminate any sense of individuality or hope. Prisoners spend 23 hours a day confined to their cramped cells, barely large enough to lie down in. Their only companions are their thoughts and the ever-present surveillance cameras. Their 1 hour of freedom is a cruel joke. They are blindfolded, bent at the waist, and escorted by guards through the prison's labyrinthine corridors. Exercise takes place in a small cage, a cage within a cage, a physical manifestation of their confinement. Meals are meager and tasteless, served through a slot in the solid steel door. Human interaction is non-existent, replaced by a chilling silence that echoes the emptiness within their souls. Monsters in the Maze. Black Dolphin's most infamous. The stories of Black Dolphin's inmates are the stuff of nightmares. This notorious prison, located near the Kazakhstan border, is home to some of the most dangerous criminals in Russia. The very name Black Dolphin evokes a sense of dread and foreboding, a place where only the most heinous offenders are sent. These are not petty thieves or common thugs. The men confined within these walls have committed crimes that defy comprehension, acts so brutal and inhumane that they have left an indelible mark on the collective psyche of the nation. These are the monsters that haunt Russia's darkest corners. Their crimes are whispered about in hushed tones, their names synonymous with terror and evil. Each inmate's story is a chilling testament to the depths of human depravity. Men like Vladimir Nikolaevich Kondratenko, a cannibal who terrorized Krasnodar, his crimes so heinous they defy description. Kondratenko's gruesome acts of murder and cannibalism shocked the nation, leaving a trail of horror and revulsion in their wake. He is just one face in a gallery of the damned. The prison is filled with men whose actions have earned them a place in this hellish institution, each one more terrifying than the last. There's Alexander Pichushkin, the chessboard killer who aimed to claim a victim for each square on a chessboard. Pichushkin's methodical and calculated approach to murder, combined with his chilling lack of remorse, has made him one of the most feared serial killers in Russian history. His chilling calmness sends chills down the spines of even the most hardened guards. Pichushkin's presence in Black Dolphin serves as a constant reminder of the evil that lurks within the human soul. And then there's Yuri Alexeyevich Moskvin, the grave robber, who exhumed and dressed the bodies of young girls, creating a macabre collection of stolen lives. Moskvin's twisted obsession with the dead has earned him a place among the most reviled criminals in the prison. Their stories are a stark reminder of the depths of human depravity that Black Dolphin contains. Each inmate's tale is a dark chapter in the annals of crime, a testament to the horrors that humanity is capable of. The prison stands as a monument to the darkest aspects of the human condition, a place where the most malevolent individuals are kept away from society, ensuring that their reign of terror is confined within these walls. The Unseen Scars. Psychological impact of Black Dolphin. The true horror of Black Dolphin lies not just in its physical deprivations, but also in its psychological torture. The constant surveillance, the lack of human contact, the crushing weight of their crimes, all these factors eat away at the minds of the prisoners. Hope withers and dies in this environment, replaced by a numbing despair. But it's not just the inmates who bear the scars of Black Dolphin. The guards too carry the weight of their duty. They witness the darkest aspects of humanity day in and day out. The constant exposure to evil takes its toll, leaving them emotionally drained and hardened. Black Dolphin is a prison that imprisons not just bodies but also minds and souls. Justice or cruelty? A question without easy answers. The concept of justice has always been a cornerstone of civilized society, a guiding principle that seeks to balance the scales between right and wrong. But what happens when the pursuit of justice leads us down a path that seems to contradict the very values we hold dear? This is the conundrum posed by Black Dolphin, a prison that stands as a stark symbol of the complexities and contradictions inherent in our quest for justice. Black Dolphin poses a difficult moral dilemma. Located in a remote part of Russia, this prison is notorious for its harsh conditions and the severe treatment of its inmates. It is a place where the line between justice and cruelty becomes blurred, raising profound questions about the nature of punishment and the limits of human endurance. Is such extreme punishment justified, even for the most heinous crimes? The inmates of Black Dolphin are often those who have committed the most egregious offenses, crimes that shock the conscience and demand retribution. Yet the conditions they endure are so severe that they prompt us to ask whether we are, in our quest for justice, crossing a line into inhumanity. Does a civilized society have the right to crush the human spirit even in the name of justice? This question strikes at the heart of our moral and ethical beliefs. On one hand, there is a desire to see justice served, to ensure that those who commit terrible acts are held accountable. On the other hand, there is a recognition that the way we treat our prisoners reflects on us as a society, and that there is a danger in becoming too punitive. There are no easy answers to these questions. The debate over the use of extreme punishment is as old as civilization itself, and it is unlikely to be resolved anytime soon. What is clear, however, is that places like Black Dolphin force us to confront these difficult issues head-on, challenging us to think deeply about what justice truly means. Some argue that Black Dolphin serves as a necessary deterrent, a stark reminder of the consequences of straying too far beyond the bounds of acceptable behavior. They believe that the fear of ending up in such a place can prevent people from committing serious crimes, thus serving a greater good. A stark reminder of the consequences of straying too far beyond the bounds of acceptable behavior. This perspective sees the harsh conditions of Black Dolphin not as cruelty, but as a necessary evil, a tool to maintain order and protect society from those who would do it harm. Others see it as a stain on Russia's human rights record, a brutal relic of a bygone era. They argue that the conditions in Black Dolphin are inhumane and that no one, regardless of their crimes, should be subjected to such treatment. This view holds that true justice cannot be achieved through cruelty, and that a society that resorts to such measures is failing to uphold its own values, a brutal relic of a bygone era. The history of punishment is filled with examples of extreme measures that were once considered acceptable, but are now seen as barbaric. The question is whether Black Dolphin will one day be viewed in the same light, as a dark chapter in the history of justice. The debate rages on, fueled by the haunting stories that emanate from the island of no return. These stories serve as a powerful reminder of the human cost of extreme punishment, and they force us to confront the uncomfortable reality of what it means to seek justice in a world that is often far from just. But one thing's for sure, Black Dolphin forces us to confront the darkest aspects of our own humanity, leaving us grappling with unsettling questions about justice, punishment, and the very nature of good and evil. It challenges us to look within ourselves and ask whether we are willing to accept the cost of extreme punishment and what that says about us as a society. Leaving us grappling with unsettling questions about justice, punishment, and the very nature of good and evil. In the end, the story of Black Dolphin is not just about a prison. It is about the choices we make as a society and the values we choose to uphold. It is a story that forces us to confront our own humanity and to ask whether we are truly living up to the ideals we profess to believe in.